Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back. Got another episode of Browns Talk for you today. We got a preview for the Tennessee Titans game, Week 13. We play in Tennessee. The weather looks like it'll be alright. That's good. And yeah, let's get into this game. The Titans are the favorites for the betting line, and if you listen to most people, which is understandable to an extent there, but I definitely don't think it's going to be a runaway game for them. When you look at our teams, they're actually really similar. We run an extremely similar offensive scheme. Stats are pretty close. If you look at rushing attempts, they're number one, we're number four. Rushing yards, they're number two, we're number one. Rushing first downs, they're number four, we're number five. Broken tackles, they're number four, we're number three. So yards per game, they're number two, we're number one. So like rushing wise, very similar. Even passing wise, uh, their passing attempts are 28th, we're 31. Play action pass yards were number six, they're number one. They actually run more play action than we do, which is pretty surprising. I mean, having watched their film, it makes sense now. But when I was watching Browns games all year, it seemed like we'd run so much play action, it would be hard to imagine we're in sixth, but we are there. Either way, very similar offensively, pretty similar ranked defensively. We'll just have to get into the specifics of the matchup to see where we think this one's going to go. So let's do that. As always, I start with the offense first. So, with the offense, obviously we're going to lean a lot on Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. When do we not do that? I don't see anything that would indicate that they're going to have a particularly bad game. Probably going to keep up their streak. Nick Chubb's got like 5 or 6 games in a row with 100 yards. I have a feeling he hits that. And Kareem Hunt should have a decent game. I think we'll end up coming out at the end of the day with the most yards between those two on the ground. And I think the rushing attack is, it is what it is. There's not much I need to talk about with that. They're going to break tackles. They're going to get yards. It's going to happen. If it doesn't look like it's going to happen, just look backwards in the year. By the fourth quarter, they will be running over people. Nick Chubb has 12.6 yards per carry in the fourth quarter right now, because I just don't think teams can keep up with getting ran at that often and in so many different ways. We run towards the inside and we run towards the outside on both sides of the field on a regular basis. It's hard to tell where we're going to run. And even when teams know it's the fourth quarter, they've got a lead and they've got Nick Chubb, teams know you're running the ball. And it just doesn't matter. Nick Chubb's going to get those yards no matter what. He got a 19 yards on a screen pass in the fourth quarter last game. And, Nick Chubb's infamously not our screen pass guy. They worked that in a few times their last game. So it's going to be a good game for the rushing attack. Really what we need is Baker not doing anything to turn the ball over. He doesn't need to have a great game, but I think he can. Their secondary it's beatable by Baker. And it's going to suck not having Kadarius Hodgin, but we still have Higgins. We still got Jarvis. And they elevated a new guy from the practice squad, so we'll see what happens there. We're going to have a little bit of a beat-up core there. What part of our team isn't beat up? You wish you had Odell here, but what can you do? We can't keep going over that. He's going to be gone the whole season. That sucks, but I think this is doable, though. Baker has played very well. If you look at his stats versus Ryan Tannehill's in the last 5 games, Baker is actually playing better than he is, not by a ton. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're very close. One's ranked 70.2, one's ranked 75.6. And, their QBR is almost exactly the same, passer ratings, and very close to being the same completion percentage, yards. They only have 5 yards that separates them, 1,018 to 1,013. So they're very similar. So if Baker can keep that up and get him a couple touchdowns, I think we can outscore them here. I'm pretty confident in him doing that with the way he's been playing lately, and because I think that the running backs are going to have a great game. I think that takes a lot of pressure off him, and they do not have a particularly good pass rush. And when Baker's not being rushed, he's a great quarterback. So I have every confidence Baker can have a good game here. He needs to not turn the ball over and give Derrick Henry a bunch more opportunities to run. We don't want that. So just don't throw any interceptions. Continue that streak. We'll be fine. If we have a turnover-free game, I see no way in which we lose this game because they're not as good at time of possession as us. And it's kind of weird because they do run the ball more than we do. So, and from what I've seen, I haven't watched enough of their games to tell. I did watch a few of them in preparation for this. And you don't really, it's hard to see. I guess maybe he's just not getting as many of the seal third down runs as our backs are or something, but they do struggle a little bit more in time of possession than we do usually. So as long as we can keep our time of possession higher than theirs, that seems to be what beats the Titans. They lose their games when they don't hold on to the ball a lot. So let's try and do that. Hopefully Baker stays clean, and with this line against their defensive line, I'm very confident that Baker will be clean and he will throw the ball clean and not have any interceptions. So we'll see what happens there, but I have a good feeling about our offensive matchup versus specifically what their defense has going for it. On to defense. So Derrick Henry has obviously got the most rushing yards in the league out of anybody right now. Everybody's concentrated on the duel between Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. So I get that. Why would you not be? You got three of the best running backs in the National Football League on the field at the same time. Well, not the same time technically, but, in the same game. That doesn't happen super often, and it's a narrative, they can run with and talk about a bunch. So I kind of get it, but still, if you look at the specifics of it, me, I'm a guy that watches a lot of tape. The Titans don't run through the middle super duper well. Is Derrick Henry going to break one through there every once in a while? Yeah, of course. He is not Nick Chubb through the middle, though. And they run most of their yards to the outside. They've gotten almost twice as many touchdowns running to the outside as they have the inside. It is definitely their preferred place to run. And if you look at teams like the Eagles, Miles Sanders, that were doing well rushing the ball against us, especially at the beginning part before Doug Peterson inexplicably just stopped running as much, but they run through the middle because on the outside of our line you got Myles Garrett and Olivier Vernon, and on the inside you got Larry Ogunjobi and Sheldon Richardson. So a lot of teams that run up the middle tend to be the ones that run good against us. That's comforting. Having Myles back will be a huge help for obvious reasons. If there's somebody I trust to take down Derrick Henry more than anybody, it's going to be Myles Garrett. So we definitely want him back. The big problem for the defense is going to be the secondary here. They have A.J. Brown, someone who seems to get forgotten about a lot because, Derrick Henry's all the talk right now with us facing them. But they've got A.J. Brown, and they've got good receivers besides him, too. So we are hurting depth-wise. Denzel's going to be out again. I was really hoping he would be back this week. It sucks. Then Ronnie Harrison goes out on the first play versus Jacksonville. There's a good potential that Ryan Tannehill can contribute more to this game than Derrick Henry can with our secondary being like that. And it's also going to hurt to not have Denzel constantly on one side of the field where he can help on the outside runs that Derrick Henry's going to be trying to pull off. So, not great there. We need to get some takeaways. That's really what needs to happen. We got one person on this team we can rely on for that in Myles Garrett. We need him to get a turnover if he can. Get in Ryan Tannehill's face on a regular basis and try and get that ball out at least once. If nothing else, get so much pressure on him, you can let one of our secondary get an interception on him. Some sort of takeaway problem for them is going to be one of the easiest ways for us to win. Like I said, time of possession is absolutely key in this game. Turnovers help you get that, especially when you've got a backfield like ours and you can make every possession worth a significant amount of time. I think that the defense has a chance to do really good here and really make a statement. Will they do that? I'm not sure. We'll find out. It sucks that you've got, Denzel Ward out and Ronnie Harrison, all the other people we got hurt. Grant Delpit's been on the list, so our secondary is just decimated. It sucks, but it is what it is. I'm being optimistic here, and I think that our defense will do a better job than people think they're going to do against Derrick Henry, and the pass is what's really going to come up to bite us there, the play action. We'll hope that the guys can stay disciplined enough, not let that get to them too much, and we can pull this one out. I'm going to predict that this will be probably a scoring game. I said this last week that I thought we would put up 34 points, and I was close. They get 27, so I was one touchdown off there. But I think we definitely get 34 this week. And, yeah, I know we're going against the Titans, not Jacksonville. Now I think I'm going to score more points than we did against Jacksonville. I get all that. I think 34 points for us. I think we barely win this one, maybe, maybe by a score. So let's go 34-28. I just think that we're going to control the ball enough to win. And that's going to rely a lot on Baker Mayfield doing his part and a lot on our secondary stepping up or Miles stepping up and getting a turnover. So let's hope something like that happens. You need things to go right. We can't have a game like Jacksonville's reffing. We can't have a game like the Raiders where we're dropping the ball all over the place. Things like that cannot happen. This game has to go right for us to win it. This is a very hard Titans team to beat. So let's hope that's what ends up happening. As always, you guys know I'll be back with a review video after the game. I've got the Jarvis and Nick Chubb highlight video pretty well in the works, and I might start working on that after I finish editing this one together for a little bit. Keep putting in some work on that because I want to get that done soon. I was hoping to have it done this week, and it was a crazy week. So we'll hope I can get that done here soon. I'll see you guys after the game. If you have Twitter, I'm at AaronDahlTV on Twitter. I'm usually on there talking about the games as they're going on, or on Facebook. So if you're one of my Facebook friends, my real life friends, then I'm sure you already know that, and you'll see me on there yapping my jaws. But yeah, look there if you want to talk to me when the game's going on, and kind of let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think I can do to make these videos better, or if you're enjoying them. And I'll see you here in a couple days, hopefully as a fan of a 9-3 football team. I think it's definitely a strong possibility here. Let's hope that's what happens. Have a good day, everybody, and go Browns!